We are going to quickly discuss 5 important things in our review tab. The first one is spelling. So if you are working on a sheet that contains a bunch of text as well, you may want to spell check and ensure that there are no mistakes. For example, I wrote that this will be an awesome course and made a quick typo in that. If I click on spelling, it will check everything and it will ensure there are no mistakes. I don't know if we'll be using thesaurus though, but I do want to discuss workbook statistics, which gives meaningful information about the sheet and workbook we are using. This is also called metadata, which literally means data about data. Here we have some quick information about the Excel sheet and workbook which is storing our actual data. This worksheet has only one cell, no formulas, no tables, while the workbook has 7 sheets, a lot of cells and a lot of formulas. If I write something in couple of other cells, these values will change automatically. Most people ignore metadata, but it's very useful and I personally love metadata. We will discuss the advantages of metadata in detail in our SQL course. Let's move to translate. So back in the day, I used to work for a client in Amsterdam. Some of the users had hard time understanding English and well, I had a hard time writing Dutch. This is where the translate function comes handy. You can change the column names of your Excel sheet in any language you want using this feature. Now moving to the most obvious and most important one, which is comments. If you are a business analyst or from QA team and you observe some discrepancies in the dashboard that was shared with you in comparison to the Excel data, you can either write a big email explaining everything with snapshots, or you can write comments in the cells where you see a possible issue and share the Excel sheet. Developers can clarify the observation and resolve the thread, or well, they can simply delete the thread. Another important one. Let's say we want to restrict people so that they cannot edit stuff in the sheet. You can do that by using the protect sheet option. The protect workbook option ensures that no one is able to make structural changes to our workbook like adding or removing sheets. My personal favorite is to protect the entire sheet with a password which ensures only people having the password are able to open it. For example, we have this sheet here that contains some sensitive information and we want to make sure that only people who are authorized to see this data should be allowed to open it. For that, we will go to File and we will click on Info and then we click on Protect Workbook and select Encrypt with Password option. Now we specify a password of our choice and we have to enter it again and see it says you need a password to open this workbook. Let's save and close this workbook, and when we try to open it again, it will ask for the password. Now you know how you get those password protected files in your email where you add name, date of birth and stuff like that to open it. So these are the 5 more common things that we will be using in our course as well. Excel also provides us an option to check the accessibility of our workbook so that people with differing abilities can read and use Excel worksheets and charts. Depending on how major the issue is, Excel categorizes them as error, warning or tip. For example, if we check accessibility for this workbook, Excel shows that we are missing alternative text for couple of charts and timeline. We have used default names for our sheets, which is usually not a good idea, and one of our cell is hard to read. We should fix these issues so that our work is completely accessible to people with differing abilities.